find. She
Yeah, I
says,
couldn't find the question.
okay, I'll give them to you. Don't worry. Right, Danny, morning and welcome, and thanks for joining us and being part of this interview sessions that we're holding. We would like to hear a bit about yourself and where you come from and what you've done in short.
Well, I suppose, yeah, I'm Danny de Villiers. I work for RAUBEX Pty Limited. I'm the Group Health, Safety and Environmental Manager. I've been with the group since 2002, previously working with SPH. Prior to that, I was in the mining industry working for Goldfields.
Great. So you've been around. Your feet are dirty. Thanks.
Yeah.
And tell us about what you do in the group a bit, just shortly. What's your main function?
Well, I've got a group function. So each of the companies within RAUBEX have safety managers appointed, and I oversee in terms of the group requirements, and the safety managers have a line of reporting to their MDs as well as to me. And we have the objective of trying to standardize our standard within the group as in terms of health, safety, and environmental. And so part of my job is to do site visits, to monitor companies, collect necessary statistics, and to advise on setting standards, procedures, and managerial instructions in terms of the requirements.
Oh, that's excellent. Danny, then in short, what I'm trying to find from everybody that I'm interviewing is some of the problems that you're seeing from your point of view where you sit that we have in industry. Some of the problems, not COVID, let's skip COVID for a change, but what are some of the problems?
Yeah, I know. I think some of the problems that we do have is industries are different by nature, obviously, and RAUBEX being in mining, construction, and in buildings, roadworks. There's various standards. There's no one national standard in terms of a requirement. So the mining industry has a standard that they've set, and it's monitored by the DMR. And on the construction side, and that is it's more monitored by the Department of Labor and Employment, and the standard is slightly different. I think in that respect, there's a bit of a problem in we don't have the same set of standards, and I think partly to that, I think today in Southern Africa, it's also pretty difficult in terms of communities. I think our communities play a large role, and they put a lot of pressure on businesses and on sites, and it makes it a difficult environment to work in. And so from that point of view, it's rather difficult. But from a safety point of view, we have a lot of good people out there. We have a lot of hardworking individuals out there. A lot of qualified people out there, and it's a case of actually getting these people and retaining them, so that we can retain the quality that we need within industries.
Thanks, Danny. That's nice and concise and so forth. My next question that I sent you is some of the good things that you see out there, and maybe just how ASPASA assisted you in getting some of these things in place for the future. Can we help more?
Well, the regulation, in terms of regulations in the mining industry, as you know yourself, and a lot of people will agree to it, there's been a lot of changes in the regulations over the last years, and the codes of practices have become an important part of our life. They allow us the opportunity to determine our own requirements and our own regulations, and we monitor it accordingly, obviously. I think with ASPASA having played a role is they've set up a decent auditing system, which I think is ideal. It allows us to lift the standard within the industry, particularly in the open cast industry. And I think we can measure ourselves against ourselves, but we can measure ourselves within our companies and with the industry itself. And I think the document is developed to such a point that I think it's a very, very valuable tool. But over and above that, I think ASPASA has done a lot for us in terms of fighting the battles for us with the Minerals Council, with the MOSH, and all the other organizations that ASPASA gets involved with. I mean, even with the community unrests, ASPASA is involved in that too. Involved with helping in setting or revising regulations, assisting in sitting on committees that develop regulations, and I think that is important for the mining community. I think it's very important, particularly for the quarry mining industry, because they've never really had a voice, and ASPASA has allowed them that opportunity for a voice. Now that ASPASA has even developed an auditing protocol for the OSH Act, which would be ideal for auditing asphalt plants, road jobs, building sites, other construction sites. I think it's an opportunity to take that standard out into other industry as well, and I reckon it's a good thing for us.
Thanks, Danny. And then just generally, before we shut down, what's your general view about ASPASA, and is there a future for it, or how do you feel about it?
I got involved with ASPASA a number of years ago. It must be better part of 15 or 17 years ago, and I've watched a lot of the development, the changes. I think ASPASA is a good thing for us. I think the people that run ASPASA, the people that are involved with ASPASA, the mining industry that are part of the ASPASA board, I think it's important. I think it has a good name out there, and the work that they do is of value to us. And I think, yes, there's a role to play, not only in the mining industry. There's a possibility to play a role in other industries as well, and I think it's a good thing, and I think it should be better supported.
Thanks, Danny. Danny, then just as we close, is there any additional comments or anything that you would like to say, and then we're going to close up?
Nothing in particular. I think I think from the RAUBEX side, and the mining industry or our mining sector on the RAUBEX side, I think we've benefited a lot from ASPASA. I think we've lifted our standard up considerably. There's always work to be done. There's always a different target to achieve and to strive for, and that we will continue in doing. And I think it's good to have an organization or an association that we can belong to, that gives us guidance, and I appreciate it. I enjoy it. I like the assistance that we get, and I'd like just to say thanks to ASPASA, to all the people that are involved with ASPASA, auditors, and thank you to you guys for the input and the efforts that you go to, and the changes that you've helped to bring about within the mining industry.
Thanks, Danny, and thanks for your time, and thanks for your effort, and we'll let you know where this recording is available, and have a good festive season, and we'll start running again in 2021, hopefully better than we did in 2020. But look after yourself and stay healthy.
I will do, and thank you, and all of the best for the Christmas and the New Year that lies ahead for you guys. And please pass that message along. And yes, see you in 2021.
Thanks, Danny. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.